Hey everybody! I hope you're having a good week or weekend or whatever it happens to be when you're actually watching this. I hope you're doing well. I hope business is going well. I hope you're working hard. I hope you're playing hard. I hope you're learning new things and all of the above, and just everything in general is going well with you. I just wanted to do a video, kind of a welcome to my channel. I've been doing this for a little while now. My channel's been up for, I don't know, like 6 months or so. But I've only been, I did a little bit of videos for a while through the fall and winter, especially following my move down to Vegas from Oregon. But I've only really kind of hit my stride here in the last month or so. If you go back and you watch some of my older videos, I've kind of gone through this process of kind of figuring out what my channel was going to be all about. In the beginning, I was talking about starting a podcast, and that was kind of like something I wanted to do. And then that kind of changed, and then I wanted to focus on charity stuff, and that kind of changed. I mean, it's still something that's a part of my life, but I really wanted to organically kind of figure out what it was I wanted this channel to be, and I'm kind of getting to the place now where I'm starting to understand it a little bit more. And so I just kind of wanted to talk to you guys about that and kind of give a better, I guess, explanation or understanding to people about what it is that I'm trying to accomplish here. And so I guess what it kind of boils down to is there's like 3 main things that I'm trying to do. Number one of the things is entertain. I'd say number 2 is inform. And number 3, I would say, would be motivate. As far as the entertain thing, I know this is kind of a more serious video, but if you've watched any of my other videos, or if you know me at all, or you know me a little, you probably know that I'm a super silly person. I like to be silly. I love making people laugh. I've always been that way. When I was a senior in high school, I was voted class clown. I just have a goofy personality, and I can't help but to be that way when I'm just being myself, and especially when I'm around other people. I want to make them laugh. I want to be silly. And I think life is just better when you get to laugh, when you laugh with each other, when you're just having fun. It just makes life nicer to live, and it's just it's fun to be that way and just let loose. And so of course, in like doing this channel, it's like I want to entertain you guys. I want to make you laugh. I want to help people have a good time and relax, and especially if you're working a lot, it's nice to have a little break and a way to just relax and be silly with me, hopefully, if that's what you're into. Sorry, if that's what you're into. But, so yeah, so I definitely want to be able to entertain you guys, because that is just part of who I am. As far as informing you guys, every kind of job or thing that I've ever gotten involved with in my life, I've always naturally, kind of found myself going towards a more leadership position. It's just kind of something that happens naturally with me. I just tend to take over leadership roles. I tend to lead other people, and that's just part of who I am, and it's just part of how I operate, and I think I'm relatively good at that. But that also comes along with a lot of responsibility. I think that if you're someone who finds yourself in a role where you are leading other people, you have a lot of responsibility for how you are going to lead those people, for how you are going to hopefully be there to either inspire or teach. And so I do feel that responsibility. And so part of, this channel, it's like I want people to become better sellers. I want you to be able to be successful. I know for me, it's like all I want is to be the very best that I can be. I always want to be learning. I don't think I know everything. I'm not even close, and I never will know everything. Nobody ever will. But I do think that that I do have the ability to grasp things rather quickly. And I like to share the things that I learn with other people, and I want to learn from you guys too. But when we're doing stuff like, like the haul videos and the sourcing videos, I mean, part of those is just that they're fun to do. And most people like to watch those kinds of things. Like a lot of sellers, like that's kind of one of the more popular types of videos, or 2 of the most popular types of videos are kind of like sourcing ones and haul videos and showing like what's sold. So of course, because those are fun to watch, I want to do those because it is something that appeals to most people. But I also want it to be something that you're able to learn from. So like when I do sourcing, it's like I'm hoping that I'm giving people ideas for things they can source, where they can source, how they can source, and trying to do different things like retail arbitrage or thrifting or going to like flea markets or wholesalers or just different ways of sourcing. Like, I hope that you guys learned some things from me when I'm kind of doing those videos, even when I'm being silly. And also when we do our hauls and Victoria and I do our solds and then the stuff that we found, we really try to show you guys stuff where we can explain like why we buy the things that we buy and why we think they'll sell and why we think it's a good idea to spend a certain amount of money on one thing and not on another. And so it really is about helping you guys to kind of develop better instincts as when it comes to sourcing and also when it comes to selling. I think, you know, we've both been really successful in kind of building up that knowledge base of what sells and also just having good instincts on how to find stuff and how to sell it. And so I want to be able to share that with you guys. So that's like another big part, is just, you know, helping to teach and inform. And again, I want to learn from you, but I also realize that, you know, I've done really well and I think I have a lot to share as well, not only with the sourcing and selling, but also just things like best practices. And of course, you know, my focus is on eBay. I do some Etsy, a little bit on Grailed, but a little bit on Amazon, but the majority of my focus is on eBay. And so I have a really firm grasp of like how it is that, how to best be successful on that platform. And then there's always changes that go on. And so I want to be able to be here to help you guys understand like when a new update comes out and like how it could affect you. And so that's really important to me. And then the third part, what I was talking about, is motivating. I want to be able to motivate you guys. I know that, you know, I've said it before, this job can be, it can be a lonely job. I know I'm really lucky because I happen to be in a relationship with and living with someone else who also sells on eBay. And so even though Victoria and I have different stores, we're both doing the same kind of work. So we really understand what the other one is going through. And it makes it easier to motivate ourselves. Luckily, we both have very similar work ethics and way of approaching our work. So that works out really well for us. But I know a lot of you are doing this by yourselves, and it can be really difficult to stay motivated and to keep on top of the things that you need to be doing in order to be successful, which is why I've started doing the Boss Up and List virtual listing parties that we've been doing in the Boss Facebook group, and also doing the Boss Up and List live show. That's really all about motivating you guys. And if you've been in the Boss Facebook group, then you know that like I've been doing these daily posts. I've been talking about 2 or 2, kind of like Chuck Woolery, 2 or 2. Only he says 2 and 2. But the 2 or 2, it's just like an easy low number. The idea is that you stay really active in your store, and every day you're doing something to keep your store active, because it does help. The theory is that it does help with your listings and their visibility, whether it's old listings or new listings. And so you always have time to either list 2 new listings, or if you really are short on time, you can take 5 minutes to look and find your 2 oldest listings, end them, do sell similar, do a little reworking of the title, maybe the price, maybe the description, and do sell similar, so those become brand new listings with new numbers and they get all fresh eyes on them. And so we've been doing that every day in the Boss Facebook group, and that's really just about helping you guys, to motivate you guys to really set that habit and be able to do things every day. And so that's kind of like what my goal is with this channel and being involved in the Boss group. And the way I'm going about it is I really want to come at it from a very positive perspective. If you know me for a little bit, if you watch some of my channel or some of my videos on my channel, it's really important to me to be a positive person and to be a positive influence on other people. I always like to see the best in other people. I always like to see the best in every situation. And you know what? Sometimes I'm wrong. Maybe 1 out of 100 times I look at something and I want it to come out, I want it to turn out right. I want it to turn out good. And maybe it doesn't. But I would rather spend my life being positive. I'd rather spend my life putting my trust in people. I'd rather spend my life seeing the very best in everyone, and occasionally, very rarely, being disappointed. But for the most part, I really think it brings good things. My greatest desire is for the people around me to be successful, for the people around me to be happy. I want to surround myself with people who are positive people who want the best for me, and I want them to succeed. I want people around me to be successful. When my friend succeeds, I want them to succeed better than I do. I want them to be smarter than me. I want them to have better ideas than me. I want them to excel beyond anything that I could potentially achieve, because to me, when I surround myself with those kinds of people, the only direction I can go is up. And so the better the people around me do, the better I'm gonna do. And so, so it's really important to me that I help other people. It just is. And, I have an unlimited amount of love to give to other people. I love everyone, and I try to, see things through other people's eyes, because it's just really important to me. But one thing I don't have unlimited time. I don't have, unlimited energy. And so I will say that when I do run into negativity or negative thinking or a lot of hate, if I see that there's not really any way to work through that with someone, then I don't want to have that in my life, and I will remove myself from a situation. I will remove that from people, remove myself from people if I realize that all that they're bringing is like negative energy, a negative outlook on life, or if they're not interested in the people around them succeeding, then I don't want to be a part of that, because I really do feel like that's going to bring me down. And again, what's important to me is that people are positive and that they see things as that they can achieve anything. Because I really believe that everybody can, like, anything's possible. I really do believe that. Does everything always work out? No, of course not. But I believe that if I approach every situation in my life as, you know what, I can figure that out. I can do that. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know how I'm going to get there, but I can do it. I believe in myself, and I believe that I can succeed. I believe that just by having that attitude, that I'm already 50% there. Just having that attitude already gets me halfway to where I want to be. And then after that, it's all about determination. It's all about hard work. And it's also about having support. Like, you have to have the support of the people around you. You can't do anything alone. And so, because of that, it's like, that's how I want to live my life. And I hope, I'm sure that some of you out there, you might struggle with that. You might have a hard time seeing that you are capable of achieving everything. You might have a hard time believing in yourself. You might have a hard time not looking at other people and feeling a certain amount of maybe envy or jealousy, or feel like, why can't I be like that person? And I hope that by watching my channel, being involved in the Boss Facebook group, I hope that, you know, myself, Teresa, and some of the other people in the group, I hope that we can help you to start to recognize that you have that in yourself. Everyone has that in themselves. Everyone does. It's just a matter of whether or not you are willing to change the way you look at things and see that you are capable of doing great things. And it doesn't have anything to do with anyone else. It doesn't have anything to do with other people's success or other people's failure. And that the best way for you to succeed is to be a part of a community where we work together to be successful, and we work together to help each other, to build each other up, because that's all that matters. And maybe you don't feel that way, and maybe you don't want to feel that way, and that's okay. Like, I don't have to be, my channel doesn't have to be the thing for you. The Boss Facebook group doesn't have to be the thing for you. And that's totally okay. But I just want you to know, like, this is where I'm coming from. And when it comes to the Boss Facebook group, we're not like your typical, like eBay or online seller Facebook group. We're not really about doing bolos, or, you know, talking about, different, you know, just the basic stuff that you kind of see in Facebook groups. People tend to like to do bolos. They tend to like to do hauls and stuff like that. We're really more about the business side of things, and we're more about not just the business side, but also just like the nitty gritty of like getting work done. So like Teresa's very focused on numbers and very focused on, like, today she's got a thread up talking about getting your taxes done. Right now it's Sunday. Whatever day you're going to be watching this on when I'm recording it, it's Sunday. It's the 15th. So tax day this year is actually the 17th. And so Teresa's in there and she's talking about, like, where are you at? What have you gotten done? Have you finished your books for this month? Have you gotten your taxes in? Have you filed your extension? Like, what have you done? And so she's really there to motivate people to get things done on the business side of things. And a lot of what I'm doing is trying to motivate people to get things done when it comes to, like, the actual work of like listing on eBay or listing on Amazon or whatever platform you happen to be working on. And that's kind of like what we're about. It's more about getting our work done. Of course, I do like the sourcing. I do the sourcing videos. I do the haul videos because, again, people like that, and I like to bring that in. But the Boss Facebook group, my channel, we come at it from the same direction where we want to be positive influences on you. We want to create a community where you can feel security, you can feel safe, you can feel like these people around you are your friends, these people around you are there to help lift you up, to make you a better seller, and maybe even to make you a better human being, because I'm telling you, living your life from a positive point of view, from a positive perspective, you will be happier. There is not a person in the world who focuses on negativity, who focuses on wanting others to fail or to stumble, that feels good about themselves. They don't feel fulfilled. And so when I encounter people like that in my life, when I see people like that who focus on bringing other people down, when they focus on trying to make them fail, or they focus on, perpetuating like drama, anything that's comes from a negative perspective, like, I don't get angry at them. I don't feel hatred towards them, but I do feel a certain amount of, like, empathy and sympathy. Like, I feel bad. I really do feel bad because I know that, like, deep down underneath all of that, any hate or anger, I know they're not happy. There's no way that they are. There's no way that they are going to bed at night feeling fulfillment and feeling that feeling of just peace and feeling happy about the way that they're living their lives. And so when I see that, it kind of bums me out a little bit for them, because what I really, really, really believe is that by just feeling love and positivity and focusing on the things that are within our control, the good things that are within our control, we are going to be happy. That's the only way you're going to be happy. And so if you are frustrated because you're not selling enough, if you're frustrated because you feel like your business isn't going well, focusing on all those outside forces, focusing on like people or companies or like eBay or the post office or all these other things, or the prices at the thrift store, when you focus on things like that and you just like let it stew inside you and get angry and think about all the ways that all these things are keeping you down and keeping you from being able to be successful, where does that get you? Where does it get you? Is that going to help you to be a better seller? Is that going to help you to build your business up? Is that going to help you to feel happy? Is that going to help you in any way to achieve the success and fulfillment and happiness that you want in your life? No, it's not. Because you know what makes people unhappy? Feeling out of control. You know what makes people depressed and makes people feel like anxiety? It's losing control. It's a lack of control. It's having no control over your own life. And the reality is that when you feel that way, most of the time, you are the one putting yourself there because you have absolute control. You have control over how successful you are because you have control over learning new things. You have control over adapting to the world around you. You have control over seeking out the tools that are going to help you succeed. And some of those tools are going to come to you from other people. And so you have control over who you look to as a leader in whatever community you're in. And so in this case, in the seller community, you have control over who you listen to. You have control over what kind of influences that you are allowing to be brought into your life. And you have control over how you grow as a seller and a person. And so if you can recognize that you have that control, once you recognize that you are able to make changes to your life, to your business, to how you approach things, I'm telling you, you are going to feel a million times better. Even before you do anything, once you recognize that you have that control and it's all up to you, it's going to change everything. I promise you, it will change everything. Because then you'll be able to start taking the steps to figure out what you need to do to get to that next level. So it's all about attitude. I've talked about this before. It's all about how you approach the world. And if you approach the world knowing that you are going to figure it out, you may not know what you're doing. Most of the time, I don't know what I'm doing. But what I truly believe, what I know is that I can figure it out. I can find the resources to figure it out. I can do a Google search. I can talk to this person over there. I can talk to that person over there. I can bring my energy. I can bring my determination and my willpower. I can bring my hard work into a situation and I can figure it out. And if I don't figure it out, then I'm going to go ask somebody for help. You know what I mean? Like, you can do that. You have that control. And so the sooner you figure that out, the happier you are going to be. So, you know, I'm sorry for kind of going on a ramble right now, but I've just been thinking about this a lot. I was just at home and I was taking pictures. I'm like super tired. I went on this huge hike yesterday. I did the AIDS walk this morning. I'm crazy tired, but I got pictures to take. But this has just been like rolling through my head. And when I get like stuck in this thought that I'm like kind of working through, it's hard for me to focus on anything else. So I'm like, I'm going to get out of the house. I'm going to go to the store. I'm going to get myself a treat. I want a treat, okay? Maybe some ice cream, maybe some cookie dough. We went to Whole Foods earlier. They didn't have any cookie dough. They had like the worst selection of cookie dough, guys. I need like a good tub of like chocolate chip cookie dough, or I need to get the ingredients to make my own cookie dough. And you don't waste that cookie dough by cooking it, okay? You eat it while it's raw because that's when it's most delicious. So I wanted to get out of the house. I wanted to make this video because I'm not going to be able to accomplish anything else until I kind of get this out. And so I want you guys to understand, like, that's kind of what this channel is about. That's what the Boss Facebook group is about. It's mostly about the attitude. It's about helping each other, build each other up, bring as much positivity into your life and into your work. And when you find yourself coming up against negative people, negativity in general, people who aren't looking out for your best interests and they aren't looking for you to succeed, then maybe it's time to change the people that you're around. And maybe it's time to change like your attitude, because that's what I want to bring into your life, hopefully, if it's not already there. And if you're already on the same page with me, then come on, let's have an awesome time. Let's just do this together. Let's keep motivated. Let's become better sellers. Let's become better at like how we treat people in our lives. And let's be better how we treat people that we don't even know. Let's give each other some respect, right? And if we don't mesh, that's okay. We don't have to hang out. We don't have to be around each other. You don't have to watch my channel. There's a million other channels out there that you can go watch that are going to be more in line with what you want. And that's totally cool. But let's do this together. And this channel, you know, it's probably going to change. I'm going to shift like my thinking of how I do things. I'm going to, you know, maybe it'll be completely different a year from now, but that's what it is right now. And the bottom line, no matter what this channel turns into, it's always going to be about positivity. It's always going to be about finding out how I can be a better person and how I can help you guys to grow as people and as sellers. And all of it is about being positive. And all of it is about doing it for each other. Because I'm telling you, you have all the control. You control your own happiness and your own success. And why not give a little bit of that back to somebody else within our community? So thank you guys so much for listening to this crazy long rant. I'm going to go get my cookie dough, and then I'm going to go home and I'm going to get some pictures taken, and then I'm going to do at least a couple of listings because I'm going to do my 2 or 2. All right. And I'm going to take control of my life, and I'm going to control my own success because I'm responsible for that, okay? And so are you. So boss up.